We have to talk about Nice Bus and the disaster it is again, and what's been going on tonight. And no, I didn't even take a video of it, but I'll just tell you the latest issue I had with Nice Bus. And this, I'm walking through a deserted Roosevelt Field parking lot, and the reason I took the 16 at 7:35 tonight. That trip was okay, no issues. Get to Roosevelt Field, and usually we get there. I got there about 8:35, I guess 8:36. And the 22, I figured, oh, well, I could probably just take the 22, and I had to go to Stop and Shop and get something. I had to get a ginger ale, and so I figured I'll just get the 22, and then after that's done, I'll just get on the next one, the next 22, to go back to Mineola. But what wound up happening is that 22 never showed up. And I walked along the ring road. I didn't see any bus pass me at all. This was, I guess, around, like I said, 8, got there around, let's see, the 8:05. What time did I get? The 8:05? Right, yeah, 8:05. Maybe I got the time wrong. It was 8:05, I think I got there. And so it was supposed to be a 22 at 8:10. Didn't show up. And I walked to Roosevelt Field. Rockville Center was doing very well tonight, of course. I wasn't there for that long. But it's just so dead over here. I want to show you all these, I think these are ravens that I saw. It's so depressing you get back in the middle of the island, literally. I saw more ravens than I saw people at Roosevelt Field, which is, but you can see, you're in a deserted area. This is Roosevelt Field here. It's just, I hate, when I'm in Rockville Center and then I come back here, it's so damn depressing. Just look at this. I mean, so you can see all the ravens in the trees. I think those are ravens. It's crazy the amount of ravens that were in the trees. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. But anyway, the bus didn't show up, so obviously I had to walk to Stop and Shop. Didn't see any bus pass me while I was walking over the Stop and Shop. So I had to walk from, explain to you what I had to do tonight. And this is why I don't like taking, the 22 and the 24 are so useless. So I had to walk from here all the way to the Stop and Shop. And now normally, if I didn't need to go to the supermarket, I would have just gotten off the 16 here and then walked through Garden City. But I got off over here at the mall because I figured, I could get the 22. And if the 22 doesn't show up, which didn't, I could always walk to the Stop and Shop. So I had to walk from here to here. Let's see how many miles that is. It's about here. And it's not very pedestrian friendly over here. It's very dark, too. So I know. Why didn't I get it on the south, on the in Rockville Center? Well, because then I get screwed either way. Because if I had and then I would have gotten screwed. I would have had to wait in Hempstead for the 4041, and it's not safe there. So I just did this. Let's see. It's probably about maybe a mile or so. Yeah, about a mile walk, I guess, over there, and then I was just going to get the next 22. The next 22 was running really late. So I got on the 24, which was crush loaded. So let me explain to you what happened tonight. You kind of get the idea here so you can see what happened. This is just a month. This past month has been absolutely horrible with Nice Bus. And I had to make another video about it because it's just ridiculous. So I'll explain to you first what happened, what trips were missing. All right, we'll just use this here. To show you. So it was the westbound trip it was the westbound trip that's supposed to leave Roosevelt Field at where's the Roosevelt Field one? Here it is. 8:10. Yeah, here we go. So here's 8:10. I was supposed to leave at 8:10. Never showed up. The 841 was running very late. So the 810 never showed up. And because the 810 never showed up, what wound up happening was what's going on with this schedule here? I don't know what's going on with this schedule. Let me go to this. Nice, and their schedules are so confusing, even I'm confused. Let's just go to the PDF schedule here and look at the PDF schedule so I can show you what happened tonight. So we can see what happened. All right, so it's the 810 trip. Here it is, the 810 trip. So 7:44 out of Hicksville, 8:10 Never showed up. Never showed up. No, wasn't on the tracker. I never saw it. And then the next trip was running late, probably because everybody from the 744 trip, everybody was getting on that next bus, which was going to be overcrowded. So that bus didn't show up. And the 24, which I wound up taking, was packed. So here, 24. Just go to the PDF. Maybe I don't need the PDF. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. Okay, this is a little more easier to understand. So the 24, 8:33 trip on the 24. This was because that 22 didn't show up. I got on by the Stop and Shop, and it was standing room only. There were like at least 15 people standing. Fortunately, I knew it was going to be crowded. I already had my mask on, fortunately. It was a good thing I did because the ventilation was off, and it was so stinky in there. It was horrible. And I was just going to take it and then get off the bus by off Mineola Boulevard here, so I wouldn't have to walk too far. But it was so bad on that bus, and I had to carry that ginger ale, and I didn't feel like standing. I just got off the bus here and then walked through the Willis, the tunnel here. And, they took down the sign saying no pedestrians because, yeah, you have every right to walk through the tunnel. I walked through the tunnel. I don't give a shit. If it's quicker for me, I'm going to walk through it. I don't care, all right? Because they got rid of they got rid of a grade crossing that was pedestrian accessible and replaced it with a tunnel with no sidewalks. So I have every legal right, so that's why they took those no pedestrian signs down, because they know that the pedestrians have every legal right to walk through there because there was a pedestrian crossing before. So I will continue to do that. I don't care what anyone says. So I did that, and then I just walked all the way home instead of staying on that bus because it was so bad. It was just, I had the mask on, but I felt like you're just in just imagine being in a closed box with loads of people and no air circulation. It's disgusting. But that's what you get on Nice Bus. This is a constant issue. And nobody opened the windows, of course, and smuggy tonight too, so it made it even worse. All right. So this was tonight's incident. Now, last night's incident, I took the 16 at 8 o'clock out of Rockville Center. He leaves at 8:07. He leaves 7 minutes late. And then when he gets to Hempstead, let me just take it off, just put it on the regular here. When he gets to Hempstead, instead of going, this is the Hempstead Terminal, he pulls into the 35 bay and then goes down Washington Street, makes a left onto Jackson. And instead of staying straight on Jackson like he's supposed to on the 16, he makes a left on Clinton and thinks he's a 35. I don't know. I didn't hear the driver say anything. I was listening to music. Maybe there was some kind of detour, but this was not posted on the Nice Bus website. Luckily, it didn't screw me up, but if anyone who might have needed the bus along Jackson or Westbury Boulevard, it very well might have. There may have been a detour. I didn't see any road closures when I checked. I think the driver was running late and decided I'm just going to go straight up Clinton to make up time. And I just got off the bus here and then walked all the way. And I do this all the time. I get off the bus here, walk through Garden City, go home. Because it's always better, almost always better than waiting for that 22, a 24, which most of the time never shows up or is late, or you get stuck in traffic leaving the mall. It's almost always quicker. Almost always quicker. And then there was last Tuesday, where the N22 never showed up at all. Not the N22, the N16 at 8 o'clock. That trip just never came. That happened. And then there was the 24 trip that didn't show up. Yeah, that's right. So the 24, this happened on Sunday night, where the 24 going eastbound. I'll change it to Sunday here. This trip here. I'm going to list all the times the bus didn't show up this past month in this video. It's happened like 5 times. That's way too many. That's way too many and completely inexcusable. So what happened on Sunday was I was getting I think it was the 820 trip. I think it was the 850 trip, I think. It was the 850 trip out of New Hyde Park, 815 from Jamaica, as you see here. And it was on the tracker, and then it just disappeared. It just disappeared from the tracker. And then I saw it reappear down the line. I saw it reappear I don't know what the driver was doing, but it reappeared over. It was going down. I saw it going down Mineola Boulevard. So what I think happened is there was a breakdown, and they decided to maybe use a protect bus and then put the bus in over on Mineola Boulevard. Another breakdown. So they've been breaking down a lot lately. I know because when I passed by the depot today, I saw a tow truck pulling out. So there have been a lot of breakdowns at Nice Bus because it's been warm. And this is what goes on. There's been a ton of breakdowns. They don't take care of the buses properly. The maintenance is not good. This is what happens. They're probably overheating. All right, so that's three no-shows. And then we had the other one, the 15, that didn't show up either. That happened several weeks ago, Saturday night. That 15 was the go over this here. And I will be filing a complaint with Nice Bus about this. What happened tonight? I'm fed up with this. This is happening like to me a couple times a week where the buses aren't showing up. So that trip, that was the 750 from Long Beach. That one never showed up. Remember that night? So, I mean, 4 times at least that the bus hasn't showed up this week. It's just unexcusable. We may not even have missing buses right now for all we know. I'm not going to go look at everything, but I'm just telling you what's going on. So if you've been riding Nice Bus and you've had to deal with missing buses, let us know. Let me know in the comments because this is what they've got here. Nothing about the detour. There is a detour on the Sunday in Mineola, but it's ridiculous, and they don't have enough service on the 24. I mean, it's ridiculous. How come the 4 gets way more service than the 24? Way more. It's ridiculous. You look at the 4 schedule. The 24 is only every half an hour, which isn't often enough out of Roosevelt Field, especially when you cut 22 service. Meanwhile, the 4 runs every, going westbound out of Freeport at that hour. So in the evening, you got a bus every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes. So they get more frequent service because it's the South Shore. But middle of the island, forget it. We don't matter. We get treated like crap just because. And I don't know if this is some kind of thing that's going on, if this is being done on purpose by Nice, they're breakdowns. But it seems like most of these breakdowns are occurring on routes that are going to the middle of the island. So maybe just a coincidence. Probably is. But there you go. I figured I'd make this video just telling you about my experience with Nice tonight because it's not acceptable what's going on. And after this video, I will be filing a complaint about this again because it's not acceptable. I'm tired of it. These breakdowns that are occurring. Again, the 22 went missing. And again, the depot's right there. They probably knew that 22 was missing, but they didn't. They should have at least had an extra 24. There's not enough bus service on the. And, that 24 was crush loaded. They probably had to flag people down the line. I mean, this is a disaster right now, man. It's a disaster. We need more bus service. This is not good. And honestly, I think that if things are so bad right now, that I think that they should end these buses at the city line, all of them, so we can have more bus service within Nassau County and let New York City Transit handle the passengers that are going into Queens. I know it's going to be a big inconvenience for those passengers, but I'd rather have more frequent service and have to change at the city line. That's the way I look at it. So, thank you for watching.